As we look forward to our golden years, many of us meticulously plan for a vibrant and active future. We picture ourselves enjoying leisurely walks, savoring nutritious meals, and maintaining our vitality with a carefully chosen array of health supplements. We envision decades of strong, independent living, where our legs reliably carry us through every adventure life throws our way. But what if those very health boosters you faithfully consume are, in a cruel twist of irony, silently eroding the very foundation of your freedom, your leg strength? This isn't just about feeling a bit less robust. It's about a gradual, insidious breakdown of your balance, your stability, and ultimately, your cherished independence. For all you wonderful seniors out there, it's time for a crucial discussion. You need to stop taking these 3 specific vitamins. They could be quietly sabotaging your leg strength. This revelation might feel like a shock, directly challenging years of ingrained health beliefs. However, the scientific evidence is clear, and the stakes are incredibly high. Just imagine losing the effortless ability to stand up from a chair, confidently climb stairs, or simply enjoy a stroll without worry. These aren't minor inconveniences. They represent direct threats to your quality of life, significantly increasing your risk of debilitating falls and shrinking your world. Yet, it's alarming to note that countless seniors are battling unexplained muscle weakness, persistent cramps, and a pervasive sense of unsteadiness, all while diligently consuming supplements they believe are their allies. A fundamental truth that's often overlooked is that your body's internal chemistry undergoes profound transformations with age. Your metabolism shifts, kidneys filter compounds differently, and your muscles interact with nutrients in new, sometimes unexpected ways. What might have been a beneficial boost in your 40s or 50s can subtly, yet persistently, become a problem as you navigate your 60s, 70s, and beyond. The aim of this video isn't to create alarm, but to empower you with essential, often hidden, knowledge. So, if a creeping unsteadiness has replaced your once confident stride, or if a puzzling weakness persists despite your best efforts to stay active, the solution might not involve more supplements, but rather a critical reevaluation of the ones you're already taking. Join us as we peel back the curtain on 3 common vitamins, frequently consumed without a second thought, and reveal how they could be quietly undermining the very strength that keeps you moving freely. It's time to truly grasp what's happening beneath the surface. Before we delve into the specific vitamins you need to be cautious with, it's important to understand why leg strength becomes such a vulnerable area as we age. Many older adults simply assume that losing strength is an inevitable part of growing older. While some decline is natural, the rate and severity of that loss can be dramatically influenced by your lifestyle, your dietary choices, and yes, even by the supplements you're consuming. That's why the core message of this video, seniors, stop taking these 3 vitamins. They are destroying your leg strength. Isn't just about what to avoid, but about truly understanding what your aging body genuinely requires. As we reach our 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, our muscles naturally begin to diminish in a process known as sarcopenia. This is the gradual reduction of muscle mass and function, a process that can actually begin as early as your 50s. While consistent exercise plays a vital role in slowing this progression, nutrition has an equally significant impact, especially concerning how your muscles receive and process key nutrients. Certain vitamins, particularly when ingested in excessive amounts or in an inappropriate form, can disrupt this delicate physiological balance. Your legs are especially susceptible because they bear your entire body weight and are constantly engaged in maintaining your stability. Weakness in this crucial area frequently leads to impaired balance, slower reaction times, and a significantly increased risk of falls, which remains a primary health concern for seniors. What's particularly concerning is that some very supplements marketed as essential for healthy aging can, in fact, interfere with muscle function, nerve communication, and calcium regulation in ways that leave your legs feeling heavier, sluggish, or even unstable. Furthermore, as we age, our kidneys and liver don't process vitamins with the same efficiency they once did. This means that even moderate doses of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and E can accumulate in the body over time, potentially leading to toxicity or functional imbalances. This is when something intended to be helpful can become genuinely harmful. So, before you take your next daily supplement, pause and consider, is this genuinely helping my legs stay strong, or could it be silently weakening them? In the next segment, we will explore the first of 3 vitamins that might be causing more harm than good. 3 common vitamins quietly undermining your leg strength. Now, let's explore 3 vitamins commonly considered beneficial for overall health, but which could be putting your leg's strength at risk when taken in excess or inappropriately. 1. The double-edged sword of vitamin A, a hidden cause of weakness. The first vitamin we need to discuss is often associated with excellent eye health and robust immune support, vitamin A. Many older adults take it with the hope of preserving their vision, fighting off infections, or simply supporting overall well-being. However, few realize that when consumed in incorrect amounts or in the wrong form, vitamin A can actually contribute to a subtle but significant weakening of your muscles, particularly those in your lower body. This brings us back to the core message of today's discussion. Seniors, you need to stop taking these 3 vitamins. They could be destroying your leg strength. Vitamin A plays a critical role in the body's functions. It supports vision, especially night vision, helps maintain healthy skin and mucous membranes, and significantly contributes to immune defense. However, it is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning that, much like vitamin E, it gets stored in the liver and can accumulate to harmful levels if consumed in excess. This is particularly relevant for older adults whose liver function may not be as efficient as it once was, making them more susceptible to this buildup. Over time, this accumulation can lead to a condition known as vitamin A toxicity or hypervitaminosis A, which has direct and often overlooked consequences for your muscles and bones. One of the less common, yet concerning, effects of too much vitamin A is muscle pain and weakness. It often begins subtly, a feeling that your legs tire more easily after moderate activity, or that climbing stairs seems harder than it used to. You might dismiss these sensations as merely getting older, but they could in fact be signs of toxicity. Over time, chronically high levels of vitamin A can cause muscle fibers themselves to begin atrophying, particularly in the thighs and calves, leading to a real functional decline and reduced independence. Clinical reports and scientific studies have linked excessive vitamin A intake to decreased muscle strength, sluggish reflexes, and even coordination problems, all of which significantly increase the risk of falls in an older population. In severe cases, symptoms can escalate to include profound fatigue, dizziness, and bone pain. What makes this issue especially tricky is that vitamin A exists in 2 primary forms. One derived from animal sources, called preformed vitamin A or retinol, and another that comes from plant-based carotenoids like beta-carotene. The higher risk primarily lies with preformed vitamin A, retinol, which is commonly found in supplements, liver, and fortified foods. Unlike beta-carotene, which your body intelligently converts to vitamin A only as needed, acting as a built-in safety mechanism, retinol is absorbed directly and can accumulate rapidly without your body having a shut-off switch for absorption. Many multivitamins marketed specifically to seniors contain high levels of retinol, sometimes exceeding the recommended daily intake by 2 or even 3 times, often without clear warnings about these cumulative effects. Here's another point to consider. Many people are already getting sufficient vitamin A through their regular diet without even realizing it. Foods like dairy products, milk, cheese, eggs, liver, fish oil, and even fortified breakfast cereals all contain preformed vitamin A. When you add a daily supplement on top of that, your total intake can easily cross into the danger zone for toxicity. The threshold for toxicity is relatively low for long-term use, especially for adults over 65, whose liver function may be less robust. Muscle health is deeply tied to nutrient balance. Too little vitamin A can lead to problems, but too much can be equally harmful, creating an imbalance that weakens the very muscles it's supposed to support. If you've been noticing a gradual loss of strength in your legs, difficulty with balance, or unexplained fatigue, even if you're staying active, it's profoundly worth considering whether your current supplement routine might be playing a part. The good news is that this problem is entirely avoidable. Instead of reaching for a high-dose vitamin A supplement, focus on incorporating carotenoid-rich foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, kale, and bell peppers into your diet. These are safer sources because your body will only convert what it needs, effectively eliminating the risk of overdose. And most importantly, always speak with your doctor before continuing or starting any vitamin A supplementation. A simple blood test can reveal whether you're getting too much and help you adjust accordingly, ensuring your vision is supported without compromising your crucial mobility. 2. The overdosed vitamin D, when more isn't better for your legs. Among all the vitamins that have soared in popularity in recent years, vitamin D stands out as a genuine favorite among both medical professionals and patients. It's widely recommended for its benefits to bone health, immune system function, and even mood regulation. Many older adults have been advised, sometimes by well-meaning practitioners, that they need to take high doses of vitamin D to prevent fractures and maintain strength. This advice, while well-intentioned, often overlooks critical nuances of how an aging body processes nutrients. But here's a crucial detail that often gets left out of the conversation. Too much vitamin D, particularly when taken long-term without proper medical oversight, can severely disrupt your body's delicate internal balance and contribute significantly to muscle weakness, painful cramps, and even increase your risk of falls. This is precisely why the warning still applies. Seniors, you must stop taking these 3 vitamins. They could be destroying your leg strength. To understand how this occurs, we need to take a closer look at vitamin D's primary function. Its main role is to help your body absorb calcium, a mineral absolutely essential for strong bones and proper muscle contraction. On the surface, this sounds like a positive thing. After all, robust bones and active muscles go hand in hand. However, like so many aspects of health and medicine, more is not always better. When you consume high doses of vitamin D, especially over several months or years, you run a significant risk of absorbing excessive amounts of calcium from your diet or other supplements. This can lead to a potentially dangerous condition called hypercalcemia, meaning too much calcium in your blood. While most people associate calcium primarily with bone health, an excess of calcium can actually deposit in soft tissues, including the muscles, where it can directly interfere with their normal function. This often manifests as persistent muscle cramping, stiffness, a general feeling of weakness, or even episodes of profound muscle fatigue after only mild activity. Imagine trying to get up from a chair and your legs simply don't cooperate, or experiencing sudden, inexplicable leg cramps that catch you off guard. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to this specific effect. As we age, our kidneys don't regulate calcium and vitamin D with the same efficiency they once did. This means that even seemingly moderate supplementation, perhaps 2,000 IU or more per day, can begin to tip the scales over time, leading to an accumulation that a younger body might simply excrete without issue. Unfortunately, the body may not give off clear warning signs until these effects are already significantly impacting your mobility and strength. Some individuals describe a sensation of heaviness in their legs or a slight imbalance, a feeling that can naturally increase anxiety about falling. Others notice they tire out faster or struggle to recover from basic physical activities like walking or climbing stairs, directly hindering their ability to maintain an active lifestyle. It's crucial to acknowledge that vitamin D deficiency is a real issue and can certainly cause its own set of problems, including bone loss and muscle pain. However, the solution is not to swing to the opposite extreme and start taking megadoses. In recent years, certain trends have encouraged people to take 5,000 IU or even 10,000 IU of vitamin D daily. Doses that were once considered therapeutic only for severe deficiencies, but are now being adopted as routine maintenance without proper medical supervision. This kind of approach, lacking regular blood testing and professional medical oversight, can unfortunately create a new set of health risks that entirely cancel out any perceived benefits. There's also growing scientific evidence suggesting that very high levels of vitamin D might directly reduce muscle strength in older adults, even if blood calcium levels remain within normal limits. A large study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors who took high doses of vitamin D showed no additional benefit to their muscle function. In some cases, they actually had worse performance compared to those taking standard, appropriate doses. In essence, more vitamin D did not make them stronger. In fact, it subtly made them weaker, potentially increasing their vulnerability to falls and diminishing their overall quality of life. If you are currently supplementing with vitamin D, please take a moment to check your dose. Most older adults typically require somewhere between 600 to 800 IU daily, potentially up to 1,000 IU if they have a diagnosed deficiency, but anything beyond this amount should only be taken under strict medical supervision. Your doctor can perform a simple blood test to check your 25-hydroxy vitamin D levels, which will provide a clear and accurate picture of your actual status before any changes are recommended. And remember, vitamin D can also be obtained safely and naturally through brief, sensible sun exposure, 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week, ensuring you avoid sunburn, and through dietary sources like fatty fish, such as salmon and mackerel, fortified dairy products, and eggs. 3. The misunderstood vitamin K, a surprising role in muscle health. Let's now turn our attention to a vitamin that often flies under the radar when discussing bone and cardiovascular health, yet has a surprising and critical role in your leg strength: vitamin K. While it's widely recognized for its role in blood clotting, and more recently for bone health, fewer people understand its nuanced connection to muscle function and strength. For seniors, especially, getting the right balance of vitamin K is paramount, and surprisingly, certain types or excessive amounts could be silently affecting your mobility. This is why it's on our list, bringing us back to the core message. Seniors, you must stop taking these 3 vitamins. They could be destroying your leg strength. Vitamin K is actually a family of compounds, primarily vitamin K1, phylloquinone, found in leafy greens, and vitamin K2, menaquinones, found in fermented foods and animal products, and also produced by gut bacteria. Both are vital for synthesizing proteins that regulate calcium, which is crucial for bone mineralization and, importantly, for muscle contraction. When your muscles contract, they rely on a precise movement of calcium ions. If this process is disrupted, muscle function can be compromised. While vitamin K is generally considered safe, and deficiencies can lead to problems like easy bruising or bone fragility, the interaction of supplemental forms, particularly at high doses or in specific contexts, can sometimes have unintended consequences for muscle performance. For instance, the very mechanisms by which vitamin K helps regulate calcium, when out of balance, can subtly affect the precise calcium signaling within muscle cells. This isn't about toxicity in the same way as vitamin A or D, but rather an interference with the delicate symphony of muscle function. Some research suggests that certain forms of vitamin K, or imbalances created by high supplementation, might interfere with mitochondrial function in muscle cells. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, generating the energy, ATP, muscles need to contract and perform. If their efficiency is compromised, even slightly, over time this can manifest as muscle fatigue, weakness, and reduced endurance in your legs. You might find yourself feeling more tired after walks, or that repetitive motions like standing up from a chair feel increasingly challenging. These subtle changes, if ignored, can contribute to a gradual decline in lower body strength and increase the risk of falls. Another aspect to consider is the interaction of vitamin K with other medications, particularly blood thinners like warfarin. If you're on such medication, high doses of vitamin K supplements can directly counteract their effect, leading to inconsistent blood thinning and potentially dangerous health outcomes. While this is primarily a concern for blood clotting, managing these interactions can indirectly affect a senior's overall health and energy levels, which in turn impacts their ability to maintain physical activity and muscle strength. It's a complex interplay where what seems like a simple supplement choice can have broader systemic effects. The key takeaway here is not that vitamin K is inherently bad. On the contrary, it is essential. The issue arises from blanket high-dose supplementation, often without understanding individual needs or the specific forms of vitamin K being consumed. Natural dietary sources of vitamin K are almost always the safest and most effective way to ensure adequate intake without risking imbalances. Rich sources of vitamin K1 include spinach, kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. For vitamin K2, consider fermented foods like natto, cheese, and egg yolks. Before you consider any vitamin K supplementation, particularly if you're taking other medications or have existing health conditions, it's absolutely crucial to have a detailed discussion with your doctor. They can assess your dietary intake, review your medications, and determine if supplementation is necessary or if a food-first approach would be safer and more beneficial for your overall health and, crucially, your leg strength. Your muscles rely on precise chemical balances, and sometimes, less is indeed more when it comes to supplementing certain vitamins. Now that we've explored the surprising ways certain vitamins, when taken in excess or inappropriately, can work against your leg strength, it's time to shift gears and talk about empowering solutions. Because the good news is that even if you've unknowingly been taking the wrong supplements, there are practical, science-backed ways to rebuild and protect your lower body strength and overall vitality. The question many patients ask me is, how can I protect my leg strength safely and effectively as I age? And the answer, thankfully, is simpler than most people think. First, start by critically reevaluating your supplement routine. As we've discussed, more is not always better, and with fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K, less can often be safer and more effective. Make an appointment to talk to your doctor about your current supplement regimen. Be transparent about what you're taking and in what doses. A simple blood test can reveal whether your vitamin A, D, or K levels are genuinely low or if they're dangerously high. From there, your healthcare provider can recommend a more tailored, evidence-based, and safe plan. In many cases, simply reducing or stopping high-dose supplements can lead to a noticeable improvement in energy, balance, and overall leg function within weeks or months. This is a common and often overlooked step in improving mobility for seniors. Next, turn your attention to what you can control every single day: your movement and your meals. Regular, low-impact strength training is one of the most profoundly effective ways to preserve and even regain muscle mass in your legs. You don't need an expensive gym membership or heavy weights. Simple exercises like chair stands, wall push-ups, calf raises, and walking can make a huge difference. Aim for consistency, even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week. Nutrition also plays a critical, foundational role. Instead of relying on isolated vitamin pills, focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods that provide a balanced range of vitamins and minerals in their natural, synergistic forms. Lean proteins like eggs, chicken, fish, legumes, and beans help repair and rebuild muscle fibers. Leafy greens like spinach and kale offer essential magnesium and potassium, two minerals vital for muscle contraction and energy production, without the risks of excess fat-soluble vitamins. And don't forget hydration. Dehydrated muscles are more prone to cramping, fatigue, and reduced performance. So, make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day, especially if you're active or taking medications that affect fluid levels. Finally, make sleep and recovery a non-negotiable priority. Your muscles don't get stronger while you're working out. They get stronger and repair themselves while you rest. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality, uninterrupted sleep each night. Listen to your body if it signals that it needs a slower pace or an extra rest day on certain occasions. Adequate rest allows your body to optimize hormone levels for muscle repair and reduce systemic inflammation. So, let's bring everything together. Over the course of this discussion, we've looked closely at a surprising but important truth. Certain vitamins that are often marketed as essential for aging well may actually be working against your health when taken in high doses or without proper consideration. Seniors, you need to stop taking these 3 vitamins. They could be destroying your leg strength. This isn't because vitamins themselves are inherently harmful, but because balance is everything. High-dose vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin K can subtly weaken your legs, reduce coordination, and increase your risk of falling, all while you believe you're actively protecting your health. The most important takeaway is this: protecting your strength as you age doesn't come from megadoses or miracle pills. It comes from smart, informed decisions, consistent regular movement, and paying close attention to what your body is truly telling you. If you've been feeling unsteady on your feet, more tired after walking, or simply not as strong as you used to be, it's time to re-examine your supplement routine with a critical eye. Talk to your healthcare provider. Ask for the specific blood tests that can give you real, objective answers about your vitamin levels. And if you're taking any of these 3 vitamins without clear evidence that you actually need them, i.e., a diagnosed deficiency, it may be time to stop or significantly reduce your dosage. But don't stop there. Take empowered action. Replace high-dose supplements with safer, more effective food-based choices. Build a simple, sustainable strength routine that fits into your lifestyle. Prioritize recovery, intelligent hydration, and real, whole food nutrition. Your legs carry the weight of your life. Every step, every moment of independence, every visit with family, every walk outdoors, they deserve to be protected, not just with good intentions, but with the right information and thoughtful, proactive care. You have more control over your mobility and vitality than you might think. It's never too late to make a change that profoundly improves your balance, your strength, and your confidence. Take that first step today. Review your vitamins, adjust your habits, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask questions and advocate for your own well-being. Your future is still yours to shape, one strong step at a time.